Okay, so it seems there's been a little bit of an update on the whole Bao situation. Now, obviously, we've been covering this one pretty closely with this all exploding online over on Twitter mainly, and it's been pretty crazy. Now, this essentially all started from one post which Bao put out, obviously talking about female content creators, telling them to run away from larger and successful male content creators approaching you out of nowhere and showering you with attention. Now, we covered a lot of this kind of tweet in particular, and also a lot of the replies and stuff in a previous post if you guys want to go and see that video. Again, we've covered many different things, including Shondo replying to it as well, which was pretty interesting. But I kind of wanted to go through some of the kind of screenshots that people were bringing up recently, kind of surrounding this situation, which has more people kind of saying that Bao is kind of further backing up her point here of like disliking males, and also blaming it on some other things as well, which I thought was pretty interesting and pretty weird. But again, let's just get into it, and then obviously, yeah, we'll have to have a little talk about it. Now, this is one of the main ones that I've seen floating around. Now, this is just one random post that I found with a screenshot. This isn't exactly the exact post that I was trying to find, but again, this screenshot in particular on this post has been floating around in the kind of Twitter space. And yeah, people saying, just so you know, Bao, this will bite you in the ass pretty soon. You're so triggered that Cinder responded, and you couldn't hide it anymore. We all believe that you were pulled into the whole drama by accident, but now I have my doubts that it was. And yeah, this is Bao essentially saying in her Discord, it's mostly pyro pups and grifters, so nothing different from the past 5 months for me. And obviously, yeah, they're saying proud of Bao for talking, not happy for Twitter talking back. So this was in response to obviously someone saying about, or I don't even actually know, it might even be her talking about it, I don't know. But essentially, she was responding to some obviously questions about the Twitter stuff that has been going on recently, and she's essentially blaming it on pyro pups and grifters for the hate that she has been getting, which I think is pretty insane, because I think at the moment, as you know, Cinder is back. She's doing pretty good. You know, she's over doing her own thing. She hasn't really gotten involved in this at all, really. She hasn't made a single post on her. She's just doing her own thing. And obviously, yeah, Bao feels the need to bring up the fact that it is pyro pups doing this, which again, I haven't seen any proof of this happening, and I do think it is a little bit far-fetched, because obviously we know that Bao has probably received a ton of harassment from some more extreme Cinder fans. I wouldn't say the pyro pups in general. Obviously, as we know, even Cinder has denounced a lot of the more extreme, weird kind of fans that have been going after other people, right? I wouldn't say it's the general fan base. It's more the extreme people that have 100% went after Bao over the whole situation with Cinder, right? And I think that is one thing to kind of keep in mind there, that, you know, this has been occupying her mind for a very long time with all the harassment that she's been receiving, right? But at the same time, I think it is pretty disingenuous to blame a lot of the hate that she's been getting for this particular tweet on the Cinder, you know, extreme fans, right? But even then, she's just saying pyro pups in general, which, yes, I can understand that maybe some of them would 100% be running with it, because it is a chance to kind of hate on Bao. You know, it is a chance. It's an opening for them to kind of get, I guess, revenge on her. So again, I do think they would amplify the situation by quite a bit, but I wouldn't just put it down to just you know, pyro pups and just kind of grifters and nothing different. So again, I think there is actual genuine concern from some people in the replies and the quotes, and I think dismissing all of that is, you know, pretty disingenuous to the situation, just because, again, I don't think it's the pyro pups that are doing this. I said, yeah, as I said, of course, some of them are probably amplifying it. They're saying it as an opportunity to, you know, kind of speak negatively about Bao. But at the same time, I don't think they're like the big cause behind it, right? And I think that is something that a lot of people have not been too happy with. Now, obviously, we go on to as well this other post, which we talked about in the last video, essentially where Bao said, oh, and it was someone saying they should blank all women that hate men for literally no reason. Now, many people were obviously replying to this, saying stuff like thousands of reasonable comments disagreeing with Bao's take. One schizo comment, guess which one Bao decides to reply to. The snake trying to amplify a false narrative. So yeah, obviously they're saying that, yeah, she's picking out some negative comments to make it seem like she's getting a slew of hate, when in actual fact she's getting a conversation from people, which again, obviously you can make up your own mind on whether you think that is true or not. But again, I think it's pretty interesting. Also, there was this one post here which I didn't actually look at in the last video. You guys let me know in the comments that apparently these other this is the other way around of people saying this is why women should be legally allowed to blank 3 men a year, and obviously coming out with all of these posts of it being the other way around as well. Now, I don't think that makes it okay. I don't think that makes it fine just because one person does it, the other, people can do it. No, I think nobody should be, saying stuff like this at all. But again, I do think it is pretty interesting. People said, dude. And yeah, I don't think that, Bao should be getting this hate at all. I think that, that she should be able to have a pretty reasonable conversation about it. But obviously, whenever you start to blame people and things like that in kind of Discord DMs, then it starts to kind of anger people even more. And then you start losing that ability to have a conversation. And instead, obviously, yeah, you start to get a lot of hate and stuff like that. Now, obviously, yeah, as I said, she shouldn't be receiving these messages, but many people feel like she's amplifying these particular messages because obviously it makes, everybody else look worse by doing so, when actually a lot of the kind of conversation surrounding the situation has been pretty kind of reasonable, with them just disagreeing with her take, which again, as I said, you guys can make up your mind on that, but that's what some people have been talking about. Again, another post about this saying, see, I was right. This absolute nobody burner account proves my point. Just ignore how it has no activity and men in droves were shutting them down. But see, meanwhile, ignoring she's literally liked the man versus bear BS and the tons of kill men BS on this site, which obviously, yeah, is pretty interesting. But again, if you don't know what the man versus bear thing, I'm pretty sure they're referring to the whole argument of like, would you spend like a night in the woods with a man or a bear? And a lot of women were like picking bear, which is obviously a very stupid kind of thing to pick. But again, I mean, it is a whole kind of debate thing that has been going on for a while. And again, you can even see this. This is one of the screenshots that was brought up of Bao liking a post of another VTuber here, of them saying men that are crying about this are the same men that cry about us saying that we'd choose the bear. And Bao actually liked that, which obviously then has now, yeah, kind of further the case of like people calling her a misandrist. And again, it does look pretty bad. I mean, obviously her liking a post like this, yeah, does kind of add to the whole kind of, I guess, narrative that she, could be, a misandrist, which again, if you see just these posts, then sure, 100% I could see it. But at the same time, I think it's also important to just kind of, I guess, take a step back for a minute. I don't think that, she is purposely, like, I don't know. I don't think it's like one of these big things that, she gets exposed for being a misandrist. I don't think she's like fully a misandrist, but I do think that, yeah, she definitely has a lot of kind of, yeah, misandrist aligned opinions whenever it comes to this kind of stuff, especially liking posts like this, which I do think, it doesn't have a good look for her. And I'm sure she probably wasn't too happy about this being shared from another VTuber, right? But again, it's just one of these things saying like, men that are crying about this are the same men that cry about us saying that we choose the bear. Like, I mean, isn't it just obvious? I mean, I don't really want to get into this debate too much, but I mean, the bear is probably one of the worst choices you could pick, right? People say misandrist and with a fansly is a wild combo. The bear meme exists for a reason. Reflect on that. Said, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What was that? And obviously, yeah, they're throwing up some of the posts that she has posted in the past. I mean, yeah, again, Akemi isn't exactly the most, she's been in a lot of controversy with the whole VTards kind of group thing that was about. So again, I take a lot of information with a grain of salt there, but obviously we do know that this screenshot is legitimate in terms of Bao liking a post like this, which has obviously caused a lot more kind of, I guess, negative opinion to go her way, a lot of harassment and stuff to go her way, and at the end of the day, it's just pretty terrible to see. Now, again, you can have your own opinion about Bao, as I said throughout all of these videos. I think that honestly, it's your opinion at the end of the day whether you think that Bao is pushing this kind of misandrist kind of stuff, including liking all of these posts and things, or whether you think that, you know, a lot of it is kind of manufactured in the sense of a lot of the hate that she's been getting over this kind of stuff. Because again, I can totally understand both sides in this, and I think that, yeah, it has become this one situation where it's kind of got out of control now, and like there's a bunch of just like hate and a bunch of also support as well at the same time, just flying about everywhere, and it's become a big mess over on Twitter at the moment. But yeah, I just kind of want to share that with you guys because I did think it was a little bit weird, especially with the kind of comments about the Cinder fans there. I thought that was a little bit odd. I understand that she has had a pretty bad past in terms of that kind of stuff, but I think that blaming this one particular situation on them isn't the best idea to kind of do, right? But again, like, who knows, right? But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.